I walked in expecting them to take care of me right away because I live in America. And not only is it the day before America's birthday that I want to look fresh for them, obviously didn't happen. They were booked till Tuesday. Imagine having 5 people to cut hair for just men. And from Thursday through Tuesday, 5 people from 10 in the morning till 11 p.m. at night are busy cutting hair.
Well, that's outstanding.
It's incredible. It's fucking
great.
Incredible.
Because, dude,
I mean, we're talking like, dude, a beard, $20 for $18 for a beard trim. Probably tip her, $10 maybe. I don't know. What do you tip your barber? I went to my sister for so long, David.
My producer's my barber. What do you mean?
Well, David, that's the thing. You got to include the fucking. Maybe if you grew a beard. Dave, grow a beard this year. I want a beard for the podcast.
I don't need a beard. I have the
whisker
glory
biscuit.
stash.
The
Ryan,
whisker biscuit.
The show is never about what you introduce us for.
That's the whole people tune in.
It's not about facial hair, right?
It is, David.
Right. Today we're talking about the big, beautiful bill, which is the most Trump name ever for a bill. Maybe we'll get to Wi-Fi radar. Maybe we'll get to wireless power supplies.
Like batteries, David.
Well, we'll see. But I definitely want to talk about Lily Allen, who apparently is a singer. She had something interesting to say about abortions. Speaking of abortions, I want to talk about black dads, Ryan. And we're going to get to an interesting part of the jobs report that is being looked over. As always, Ryan, I list the items. You give me the order in which we'll do this. What is the first thing you want to get to?
The first thing I want to know, David, is when you start running the lineup of what we're going to cover in the day, you're like, yeah. You got to, like, secretly in your head, you got to know, like, oh, he's going to, I wonder what he's going to pick first. Like, is it a game? Is it a game for you, David? You segued from, I forgot what was before abortion because you went from abortion to black fathers. Yeah. It's just, see what I mean? It's just
you talked about barbershops, and then we got abortions, and now
only blacks can go to barbers, David. Okay.
Listen,
don't paint me black, bro. Don't paint me purple.
If you go to a good barbershop, Ryan, it's definitely full of non-whites.
The brothers. The same guy that told me communism isn't the government seizing grocery stores and giving away food for free also told me he doesn't go into only black spaces as a white person.
Why?
He's just not as he's married to a black female.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But he won't go into only black spaces?
Yeah, if he's like the only white person in a room, he'll leave.
Why? Is he nervous?
He's not. No, he's just like, stop my thing, man. Like, I completely, like,
That's okay. That's fine. I get. I mean, I get.
Yeah. He grew up in Michigan.
His house he's made his house a black only space. I'm just saying, like, it's fine. It's just weird. Like, you'll actively seek and marry or date a black woman, but like, you won't be in a room full of black people because it's not your space. It's like,
is that shadow integration, David? Would that be shadow integration?
It's weird to me. I mean, that's fine. Like, people can do what they want, I guess.
He's cool, dude. It's actually, I always say, politics, religion, and history, dude. That's like the dude, would be opposite of the pod. It's kind of cool.
I'd be curious if he's ever really even thought about it that way.
What?
Like, well, he's completely comfortable around his black girlfriend / wife. Married. Did he show up to his wedding? Was he nervous? There were too many.
I don't know. She's I mean, I don't know his whole situation, obviously, but it's just, the more and more I learn about him, it's like, dude, people are complicated things. It's just
I don't.
It's cool. It's cool. It's just I mean,
I don't even know who you're talking about, so that's fine. I don't know the guy.
Abortion and black fathers, but
Yeah. Ryan, what are you going with? Come on, you didn't even make your selection. This is like the best part.
David, this is the most stressful part of my day is picking.
Do you just jump into Triple B and then we kind of relax for the rest of the episode?
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Or did I salesman you into it?
Dave, I am unsellable. Clearly,
you would. You know what? You would be, Ryan. You would be coaxed into the drink during my interviews.
I believe that, David. That's a real trope somewhere. So
that's hilarious, by the way. I sent Ryan a picture. It was a picture of an office with like a vending machine in it, and the post said that I make like $300 a day in passive income just by setting up like 50 interviews a day and trying to talk them into buying a drink. Ryan, let's get into the.
Why do you want to work here? We have really good soda.
Listen, we're going to get into the big, beautiful bill, Trump's glorious domestic bill that he was all excited about.
Podcast. That's all this Trumpism, David.
And as always, Ryan, I'm not going to go to Fox News for the post. I'm not going to go to Glenn Beck for the information. I'm going to take it to the AP, Ryan. I don't want anybody accusing us of using biased information or any of that bullshit. I'll bring up PBS. I'll bring up CNN, whatever you want. I'm going to use the AP here, okay? I don't want anyone to think that I'm only getting right-wing information. What's in Trump's big, beautiful bill that passed Congress and will soon become law? Okay, we're just going to go over the facts, Ryan. And of course, we'll give our opinion based on the facts.
Spin free zone, David. Fuck can we do it
live? No, I don't even pretend that. Bill O'Reilly, all the people who pretend that they were honest journalists, I don't do that. We're biased. That's fine. I'm up front. We're biased. I'm not going to pretend that I'm just here being an honest journalist. I'm giving you the information. I'm giving you my opinion on the information. If you don't like it, you can go to a different place. I don't care. What are they trying to... It
also doesn't help that information is like 10 years ahead of its time, David.
What are they trying to advertise? Signals fireworks? I'm getting an ad for a fireworks place.
Isn't Signals like an Indian reservation, David?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. We should go conquer it and take all their fireworks.
We should put on small blocks. Well, small blocks, please.
Ryan, the Republicans muscled President Donald Trump's... Define muscled, by the way. You mean having a majority and voting on a bill? They muscled President Donald Trump's tax and spending cut bill through the House on Thursday, the final step necessary to get the bill to his desk by the GOP's self-imposed deadline of July 4th.
Dude, I don't understand how people don't understand.
Nearly 900 pages of legislation as understand what?
Nothing. I was just bitching out loud. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
You shoot the pod at the same time every day, and people still fucking interrupt. I just don't understand. The fucking pod is sacred, people. Jesus.
Ryan, are you ready?
Yeah, I fucking hate these podcasts. We got to sit here, rip apart bullshit liars that thieve my... Sorry, David, go ahead.
Nearly 900 pages. Ryan, I need to know if you are ready for me to read. I'm just trying to get the information, everybody, Ryan.
Let's go. Sorry.
At nearly 900 pages, the legislation is a sprawling collection of tax breaks, spending cuts, and other Republican priorities, including new money for national defense and deportations. Now, I don't know. Are tax breaks and spending cuts only Republican priorities? Actually, I'll take that. As someone who doesn't formally belong to a party, if I was a Republican, I'd take that paragraph. Sure. Lump tax cuts and spending cuts as a Republican priority. I'd love to take that claim if I was a Republican. Send it all my way, AP. And then in the very next paragraph, say that the Democrats united against it. The Democrats united against Republican priorities, which were tax breaks and spending cuts. Let's phrase it that way. They were powerless to stop it as long as Republicans stayed united. The Senate passed the bill with Vice President J.D. Vance casting the tie-breaking vote. The House passed it earlier iteration of the bill in May with just one vote to spare. Passed the final version, 218 to 214. Tax cuts are the priority, Ryan. Republicans say the bill is crucial because there would be massive tax increase after December when the breaks from Trump's first term expired. The legislation contains about $4.5 trillion in taxes. Now, in Trump's first term, he put in a temporary tax cut, which was great for the economy. It was set to expire in December of this year. By the way, Biden White House took claim and credit for this throughout his entire presidency. The existing tax rates, which were the Trump tax cuts, and the brackets would become permanent under the bill, solidifying the tax cuts in Trump's first term. So now Trump's temporary tax cuts from his first term, as soon as this is signed into law by Trump tomorrow, July 5th, for those watching after the fact, July 4th, sorry, for those watching after the fact, they will now become permanent until somebody actively changes them. Okay, so going forward, if they go up, it's because somebody raised our taxes. It would temporarily add new tax deduction on tips, which was a campaign promise, overtime, and auto loans. There's also a $6,000 deduction for older adults who earn no more than $75,000 per year, a nod to his pledge to end taxes on Social Security benefits. Those seem good. Those seem like wins, Ryan. Is there anything there you oppose?
I'm going to hold till the end, David.
It would boost the $2,000 child tax credit to $2,200. Millions of families at lower income levels would not get the full credit. A cap on state and local deductions called SALT would quadruple to $40,000 for 5 years. It's a provision important to New York and other high tax states. Hilarious, by the way, that they're... Listen, at the beginning of the article, they say tax cuts are a Republican priority. The next paragraph, they say Democrats oppose that. And on this, they say, and the Republicans are doing something that's great for states that are high tax states, like New York, for example. Trump's tiny brain is infested with syphilis. Okay, I'm sure your tiny dick is infested with syphilis. It's fine. By the way,
yeah, go run the guy that go fucks, like, Jesus Christ, dude. Cool.
I wonder where on AI's scale between Stephen Hawking and Donald Trump does Dennis Hale fall? Probably under Stephen Hawking, which, by the way, wasn't he named in the Epstein files? It would quadruple to $40,000 for 5 years. It's a provision important to New York and other high-tax states, aka states run by Democrats, though the House wanted it to last for 10 years. There are scores of business-related tax cuts, including allowing businesses to immediately write off 100% of the cost of equipment and research. Proponents say this will boost economic growth.
Proponents just say.
Well, proponents say it, Ryan.
I'm pretty sure if I go buy $1 million machine, David, it's going to have a positive net on the economy. Just
do you think that $1 million machine would maybe require some employees?
Probably maybe at least some employees, maybe a fucking building. Yeah, a building to build the fucking thing in, a guy to drive the machine from where it's built to where it goes, somebody to install the thing, somebody to wire the fucking thing.
There are scores of business-related tax cuts, right? I like that they say proponents say this will boost economic growth, as if make a case that this would cease economic growth. Anybody with any even minimal economic understanding, I would love to hear the case that this would shrink the economy. I'd love to hear it. Somebody make the case.
Yeah, putting more money in the economy is going to shrink the economy.
Only proponents think so, right?
More actual money, like tax-free money, non-government involved money. Sorry, dude.
No, you're good. The wealthiest households would see a $12,000 increase from the legislation, and the bill would cost the poorest people $1,600 a year, mainly due to the reductions in Medicaid and food aid, according to nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office analysis of the House's version.
Isn't that funny, David, that they know exactly how much low-income families get to offset their income, but then they'll still claim that people are poor and stuff, but it could be somebody making $30,000 but gets $30,000 in government benefits and is living almost better than somebody that makes the actual $60,000 in their community.
Well, the thing that's interesting is that they're saying it'll cost the poorest people $1,600 a year. But then it kind of goes on to say mainly due to reductions in Medicaid and food aid. So that's not a cost.
Yeah, they're not paying it. Yeah,
You're
exactly.
going to
That's what I'm saying.
receive less free things,
Less,
I think is what
yeah,
they meant to say.
less government handouts, more
If
incentive.
you used to give me $1,000 a year and then you started giving me $500 a year, that's not a cost to me of $500. That means I
Well, they're
receive $500 less. It's not a
well,
cost. I have zero cost in any of it.
David. It's earned income because it came from the government. Clearly, they own the means of production, David. It's earned income.
That's not communism.
How the fuck do taxes work in if the government's money?
Uh,
The government's gonna tax the government to pay the government, so I can get money from the government to pay the government. Like that doesn't even.
Money for deportations, a border wall, and the Golden Dome, which is like the Iron Dome, but golden because it's for me, Bigly Don Trump. The bill would provide some $350 billion for Trump's border and national security. Trump's border, uh, including for the U.S.-Mexico border wall and for 100,000 migrant detention facility beds, as he aims to fulfill his promise of the largest mass deportation operation in U.S. history. Now, for the record, for all the like Nick Fuenteses of the world who within 6 months were mad that all of the illegal immigrants weren't missing, these things take time. In his big beautiful bill, he's going to use money, $350 billion, by the way, to strengthen the border and deport illegal immigrants. That's promises made, promises kept. I'm just because I'm sick of hearing that people, like 1 week into his presidency. Oh, I thought he was bringing down the price of eggs. Okay, wait a second. It takes time. But then when a month comes in, 2 months later, and eggs prices have dropped, grocery prices have dropped, inflation is reduced within a couple months of his presidency, nobody gave him the credit. 1 week in, everybody was quick to say, how come the eggs are still expensive? 2 months in, when he finally gets it done, finally, could you imagine turning an economy around in 2 months? Nobody wants to give him credit. 6 months into his presidency, he didn't even deport all these people yet. Okay, it takes time. It takes money. It takes a lot to make this happen. There's a lot of people here. $350 billion in the bill to help do those things. The money would go for hiring 10,000 new immigration and customs enforcement officers with $10,000 signing bonuses and a surge of Border Patrol officers as well. The goal is to deport 1 million people per year. If they were to hit that goal, just keep this in mind. I think there's anywhere like in an estimation 20 to 30 million illegal immigrants in this country, if I'm not mistaken. Even at 1 million per year, Ryan, I'd be in my 60s by the time we were down to zero.
And that's if we take in zero new illegal immigrants.
And that's if the border's so good, nobody else comes in.
Can I reference you to the YouTube video called "Immigration Through Gumballs"? That's a great.
To help pay for it, immigrants would face various new fees, including when seeking asylum and protections. The Pentagon, for the Pentagon, the bill would provide billions for shipbuilding, munition systems, and quality of life measures for servicemen and women, as well as $25 billion for the development of the Golden Dome missile defense system. The Defense Department would have $1 billion for border security. My understanding of the Golden Dome missile defense system is that it's literally global. It's like the Iron Dome for the world. That's fucking crazy. That's wild.
I don't like that, dude.
Well, here I get it, 100%. But if you understand this, we have military bases all over the fucking world. Like it or not, it's a fact. And I mean, hey, when you're out bombing Iran and you're worried about them coming at you, you better protect your bases somehow. I get it. I'm not a huge fan of this either, but
dude, that is fucking terrifying. Do you know how big the fucking flat world, dude? Do you know how that's terrifying, dude? That's hellfire from the sky, like in the Bible. You know? Like literally. What else do you call that?
You call it the Golden Dome, Ryan.
Oh, it's so golden, dude.
Just like my
So
big
golden.
golden hair.
All that murderous gold, dude.
The
Gold,
AP
dude. They are going to blow up my entire block and say we had a missile mishap and fucking just blow me up. They could drone strike you legally already, and you're going to give them a golden dome? You guys are assholes.
It's just the whole world, Ryan.
Yeah, just the whole world, David. You could drone strike Americans in America without a reason. Just say they're terrorists. Now we have fucking magic rocks that could just fucking sling. Where's the fucking missiles going? Where are they keeping the missiles? We just got ships. We got islands up there with ships with missiles,
well,
David.
You're
We have
keeping them at all of our many global military bases.
We have air balloon island missile systems, Missiled island. No wonder they were flying up to space. Dude, look, those guys are flying. They're trying to fly out of the range of the Golden Dome. And then they're going to land back after everything's clean.
It's worth saying this. Nothing's by accident. Trump's first term, he established Space Force. Which became a joke. It's not a joke. This is very serious. Eventually, this is where this is going. He just had the foresight to do it. I think the Golden Dome, I can. It's a little more foresight, I would imagine.
Dude, they're gonna blow up the Earth. They're gonna blast. Yeah, we're just going up to I don't know. We're gonna go up there and sing a Katy Perry song. Fucking go up there, blow everything up, and land the fuck back down. You're out of your fucking mind, dude. Give me that Neuralink. I'm gonna unplug that rocket, dude. Sorry, dude. I don't know. Why even fucking protest? Just get missiled? Will anybody revolt again? Seriously, you got God in the sky. You don't even need a predator drone. How's this work? It's not like dude, do you remember Obama? 2 words, people. Predator drone. Obama bragged about how good he was at murking you in the middle of the night without you knowing. Fly a fucking missile through your window with a laser beam at 1,000 yards. God, people. This is when I agree with people that like you suck Trump off too much when he says some shit. Dude, David, I know we'll unpack this over the next 10 years as I continually think about them being able to murder me in my sleep with a rocket. But like this is the shit people don't think about when they just blindly follow fucking politicians. Now, David, maybe Trump knows some secret shit. It's 4D chess, David. The aliens are coming from the center of the earth. We must blow the UFOs up. Joe Rogan said so. Buy my alpha brain. Don Jr.'s book.
How to pay for it, Ryan. Cuts to Medicaid and other programs. To help partly offset the lost tax revenue and new spending, which, by the way, keep in mind the first paragraph, they say it's spending cuts and tax cuts. And then further down, they're saying, well, how do we pay for all this new spending? Well, you said there were spending cuts. Like, what do you mean new spending? Is it cuts or is it more? I just need the information, AP.
It's kind of like they cut spending somewhere to put it somewhere else, right? Technically, that's what this is like. It's like they're just moving money.
Here's the thing. Well, that's exactly what it is. Here's the thing. No matter who's in office, they're gonna spend more than they did last year, and the only thing that changes is where they put the money depending on who's in office. So let's just be honest. I mean, a Republican's going to put the money somewhere else. Democrats are going to put the money somewhere else. It doesn't matter. It's still going to be more money than last year, and it's still going to be money floating around. Republicans aim to cut back on Medicaid and food assistance for people below the poverty line. Republicans argue they are trying to right-size the safety net programs for the population they were initially designed to serve, mainly pregnant women, the disabled, and children, and root out what they describe as waste, fraud, and abuse.
Deadbeat
I've said
dads.
this.
Why didn't you say that?
I've said this for a really long time. Even though I am not, pro-government by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm not for big spending programs, I've always said this: you need to take care of the children, and I think that's undebatable. I don't think there's anybody on any side of the aisle that is against taking care of children who can't protect themselves.
You hear the George Carlin line about that?
No.
Republicans care about your kids until they're born, and then they send them to war. Democrats never cared about them to begin with. It's I'm paraphrasing, but the idea was like, the whole pro-life thing. He's like, I never understood that because the Republicans say they're pro-life, but then they go sign all these declarations of war. It's like they just want your kids to go fight wars for them. It's just interesting to see it all painted out. David, yeah, to round out your point about the kids. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, that's it. I mean, and it further down in the article they explain a little bit more, which is this is the thing. Like, I don't want. And Ryan, I've always understood your point about this, but at the end of the day, like, I don't want to pay for everyone's colleges. I don't want to pay for everyone's whatever. I mean, you could do college, but this or that or this, what program or this program or that program, or at the end of the day, I'll gladly send tax dollars to take care of children who can't take care of themselves. And honestly, I don't want to like brag or anything, but like I do and would continue to send money to help children in any way possible. Always will, always will. But I've always had a problem.
Go and do events for kids and dress up, and right, you guys still do all that, right? Yeah, volunteer.
Yeah, but here's what I won't do. Okay, if you're clearly, and there's people who suffer from things, but if you're clearly a completely mentally and physically capable working age male, fucking figure it out. Go do something. Get 10 jobs that are all part-time. I don't give a fuck. I'm not paying for you. And that's what this is part of it. The package includes an 80-hour a month work requirement, which, by the way, is
20 hours a week.
It's part-time as it can get. 80-hour a month work requirement for many adults receiving Medicaid and food stamps, including older people up to age 65. Parents of children 14 and older would have to meet the program's work requirements as well. So if you are up to 65 years old, and if you're a parent, even if your kid is 14 years and older, you have to work 4 20-hour weeks. That is ultra part-time. That is it's half-time. You barely have to work.
It's 4 or 5 hour shifts.
And then you'll still get Medicaid. If you meet all those requirements, you still get Medicaid. Nobody's losing to Medicaid. We're just saying
4 or 5 hours.
If you have the ability to, yes, if you have the ability to, you better fucking do it. We're not paying you to sit at home anymore if you're capable. There's also proposed new $35 co-payment.
Dave, for people that want to bitch about that, like that's basically the equivalent is the mom who has kids. At some point, I know if like you have a newborn, you're not going to be able to, but they're going to go to school at 3 or 4, like years old.
Yeah.
And that 4-hour work requirement to still get what you're getting, that's enough time for you to drop them off at school, which should be relatively close to your house. And then you should be able to like ride a bike to your McDonald's job for 4 hours and then go get your kid. Like there's no excuse on I have kids. Dave, me, we work full time. We've family, extra jobs. Like some people don't even see
full time side work. Still have families. Still have time for hobbies. Still do our show every day.
Yeah,
you can handle a 5 4-hour shifts, and then
4 or 5 hour shifts. It's like Jesus Christ. Or work 2 10-hour shifts. Jesus Christ.
2 10s.
Jesus Christ. God forbid you work 10 hours. You got 10 hours of TikTok, though. You could scroll TikTok 10 hours.
It's incredibly reasonable. Figure it out. It's time to be adults. We're not paying your way anymore. I feel bad for kids who can't protect themselves. I'll always pay for them. That's fine. I'm not paying for you anymore. Figure it out. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. There's a lot of fast food chains. You can get a job somewhere. I fucking promise.
Dude, everywhere I go has a now hiring sign.
Everywhere. And you know what? Honestly, no matter what job you go these days, most jobs have decent wages now. They really do. I'm not saying you're going to go work 20 hours or what was it? 80 hours. I'm not saying you're going to work 80 hours a month at Wendy's and be able to buy a house. It's not what I'm saying. And by the way, it was never intended. It was never intended to be that way. But what I am saying is if you want Medicaid, if you want your food stamps, if you want all these programs, you're going to have to work for it a little bit. It's not a free ride anymore. I think it's reasonable. And here's where it comes into sob stories. More than 71 million people, Ryan, rely on Medicaid, which expanded under Obama's Affordable Care Act. It expanded because of Obama's Affordable Care Act. They lumped as many people as they could under Medicaid and Medicare, which expanded.
That was a wild time for healthcare, David. It was a wild time for healthcare. Remember when they used to fine you for not having healthcare? Do you remember? Do you remember, Dave? For 5 years, no, there's going to be no tax. The tax will outweigh the cost. Remember, David? The tax goes up every year to encourage you to buy healthcare. And then they didn't tell you that the tax on the healthcare that I'm not paying for is going for the cost of healthcare to go to everybody else that doesn't have enough money to pay for fucking their own healthcare. No one remembers that. That's fine. I do. Fucking pricks. I remember. I will never forget the Affordable Care Act, David. That's what politically woke me up. We go to those health insurance meetings. We walk out and be like, this is the biggest fucking scam I've ever heard of in my life. In my life.
Sorry. The whole point of the Affordable Care Act, for what it's worth, they would use a number, whatever the number may be. It sounded like a big scary number. Oh, half the country is uninsured or whatever it was. But what they would never tell you is that half the country I shouldn't say the entire amount, but a large chunk of the country chose to be uninsured because they were relatively young, healthy adults, 22 years old. And they prioritize other things over their health insurance because they know they're probably not going to get sick at 22 years old.
Like they weren't going to drop dead of like a fucking heart attack in mass?
Very unlikely. Unless they got a COVID vaccine. Very unlikely. And then Affordable Care Act came out, penalized you for not getting it. So what happened? All the people who chose to not have it now had to buy it, even though they really couldn't afford it, but they also couldn't afford the penalty. So you might as well get health insurance, I guess. And then the Obama administration bragged that they had all these people on health insurance.
And it was a high deductible plan. So I paid $70 a week that I didn't have back when I was 20 years. This really happened. I was 20 years old, having to spend $60 a week on insurance that I couldn't use because my deductible was $5,000. So I'm still paying full price.
You didn't need because you were 20 years old.
Yeah. Just cover cancer and heart attack, asshole. That's all. If I get crushed by a truck, like, come on. No, you need to go to the doctor, Ryan. What about dental? No, we don't include dental. What the fuck? The one thing I need? Jesus. That should be the only, like, universal dental should be pretty fucking sound, people.
The joke I always made is that, because the way, it was a complete scam, but it'd be like the Obama administration would be like, make a law that everyone had to wear blue shirts. And then they'd be like, wow, all these people wear blue shirts now. It's like, well, yeah, you kind of made it against the law to not wear a blue shirt. Well, all these people have health insurance. Yeah, you made it the law. You told them they had to.
Also, during that time, David, we didn't hear about Obama helping the big pharma make billions of dollars off us.
The insurance companies got Loaded, stupid, filthy rich under the Obama administration.
Filthy rich. Probably enough money to lobby Congress to make a vaccine, David.
Well, maybe they got, that much money. I don't know. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that
History, religion,
11.
politics, dude. Jesus Christ. It's right there. History, religion, politics. It's right there. It's literally right there in your life, people. Crazy.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates that 11.8 million more Americans would become uninsured by 2034 if the bill became law, and 3 million more would not qualify for food stamps, also known as SNAP benefits. Again, 11.8 million Americans would become uninsured. How many of them want to be insured?
Or have high deductible insurance like I did. It's not health insurance.
Catastrophic plan is what they call it, yeah.
Well, it's health insurance. It's not health care. Health care would be like I can go to the doctor and pay like $20 to get looked at. If I'm sick, I got like $10 medicine. That's like when people think of universal health care, that's what they want. They want like free or low cost shit. Go to the doctor and dentist, pay like a couple $100 if you got a pull.
I think in a dream scenario, people want to show up to the doctor, get taken care of by the doctor, go home, and never have to pay anything.
Yeah, a dream scenario. Just bill me.
I think that's the dream scenario.
Yeah, people think that your health is my responsibility, but if I tell you to put the cigarette out, you say I'm fucking an asshole.
Well, that's okay. So that's the thing, though, and this is now Sarah Palin got mocked for this, and it turned out to be true, right? When Sarah Palin came out and said death panels, the whole point was if the government controls your health care, they control what decisions to make with your health care decisions for your body, Ryan. God forbid the government controls your body, but you gave them that power because you wanted free health care. So what happens? They then start making decisions. You're 75 years old. I don't know if it's a good investment on our part, the government, to pay for this treatment for you. So people in Canada, this actually happened. People were getting care rejected that they needed because they relied on the government to give them that care, and the government decided it was a bad investment. That's a death panel. That really happened. Sarah Palin said that. She got mocked. She was 100% right.
Well, Dave, even take that.
That's what happens now.
Dude, take that to an aging and fattening and dumbing population. We're fatter than we were during Obama. I'm not. So I have to pay for unhealthy people. But if I tell you to eat meat and drink milk and fucking sleep, you tell me I'm an asshole.
I'm telling you, if I lived in Canada, if we had universal basic healthcare, right? Just universal healthcare. If I lived in Canada and that was the case, and if I saw someone eating McDonald's, I would slap the burger out of their fucking mouth.
Dude, your phone.
I'm not paying for you to be fat. Go run.
Yeah, I'm smashing your phone. How long you been on your phone? Oh, smashed.
Smash. Go run. Go jog.
Go run. Go get your dopamine that way. You guys want to be... Oh, that's right. That's right. You want all of the benefit without none of the discipline. How American. All the freedom, never fight for any of it, right? All of the cash, but never work for any of it, right? All the accolades, but never have to do any hard work. Grandstand on being American. Don't know the Bill of Rights that give you the right to be an American. Interesting. I say that for Republicans. Right-wing people, you ask them, ask a right-winger, dude. I do it too. Dave knows. What's your fucking amendments, dude? I don't do it religiously, but I know that people on the right don't know the Bill of Rights. Go talk history, religion, politics to right-wing people. Mr. Syphilis Dick, go. Gotta talk shit on the internet, dude. Fucking asshole. Dude, you're not hurting my feelings. I don't care. I'm not a Trump sucker. The guy's got a missile. He's gonna probably nuke me off the planet because I make really great impressions of him.
The guy's a multi-billionaire. If he doesn't have syphilis, he did it wrong. Republicans are looking to have states pick up some of the costs for SNAP benefits. Currently, the federal government funds all the benefit costs under the bill. States beginning in 2028 will be required to pay to contribute a set percentage of those costs if the payment error rate exceeds 6%. which would be underpayments and overpayments. The Senate bill temporarily delays the start of that cost sharing for states. Alaska apparently has the highest rate. Yeah. A death sentence for clean energy built into the bill, Ryan.
Clean energy is a lie. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist. You're thinking perpetual motion machine, people, which also doesn't exist. The term clean energy is a political term, does not exist. I make energy. I've watched energy get created, and I know how it works more than the average person, even though I don't know anything. Clean energy is a myth. Doesn't exist. It's a political term. It's just like artificial sweetener. Still sugar, people. Still dirty.
Well, it's yeah. Republicans are proposing to dramatically roll back tax breaks designed to boost clean energy projects fueled by renewable resources, such as energy and renewable sources such as energy and wind. What the fuck does that mean? The tax
If I
breaks
work in the
were
solar industry, it's not going anywhere. Believe me, it's not. It's not. It's not. The companies make too much fucking money. They're selling them to the municipalities.
that's a good point, because when people see shit like this, they just automatically assume if the federal government doesn't pay for it, it's going away. Well, okay, but what about states paying for it, local
Dude,
local
the
boroughs and
solar
things like
farm,
that? What
after it
about
was
private
built,
companies who want solar panels? Do you think everything goes away because the federal government doesn't pay for it all?
I've literally put panels on private companies that paid for it, like a huge business. It had like fucking 300 panels, biggest job I've ever done. I've done really big solar panel fields, but yeah, those fields, dude, are bought by a company, and then the company goes to the municipality, and they also may go door to door in your community and ask if you want to be attached to the solar grid. And then they take that data, go to the, I don't know quite how all the government politics ends, but yeah, they're a private business. Those solar farms are not owned by New York State people. When you drive by them, it's a company that is owned by a company. They generate electricity and sell it to New York State. One of those farms makes 30 grand a weekend, dude, on full sun. Perfect solar radiance is like 30 grand. It's a money machine, dude. The sun is a money machine.
No, it's going, Ryan. It's all going away. You better find a
The
new
fucking
career.
nuclear reactor, dude. I will, if I don't
No,
like
it's going away.
switch companies, I'll be doing solar till I die. Either installing, maintenance, or replacing till I die.
Do you think all these electric cars need energy, Ryan?
Just the clean, not the dirty energy, clearly, David.
Oh, it needs the clean energy.
The clean energy,
The tax
people.
break. These tax breaks were a central component of President Joe Biden's 2022 landmark bill focused on addressing climate change and lowering healthcare costs. Ryan, do you remember the name of that bill?
Yeah, it was the induction, the Inflation Reduction Act, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because, well, here it says it was focused on addressing climate change, but you're right. It was the Inflation Reduction Act.
David, just one
Um,
quick point on the clean energy thing. Saying clean energy is kind of like thinking that all water starts as clean and then we just turn on the water. Like all the water on earth is dirty, it then becomes clean. Like it's the same thing with energy. It all starts dirty, we make it clean. It's just, sorry, dude. It bothers me. These are, this is why I don't hate the actual podcast, but this stuff just gets so dicey and like, I can't also help myself, but it actually gets me fucking pissed off because I see these people literally go recite the stuff. My dad and I have argued about electricity. I leave his house because I'm pissed off. It's like, dude, you just don't know what you're talking about. Just shut up. I love you, but dude, you're wrong. Like you're just talking about a feeling. Fucking a ground is a ground, dude. It doesn't care how what you think the sun is doing. It doesn't matter. It don't fucking matter. So my dad told me, I love him, but he's like, solar doesn't work in the winter. I was like, yeah, it does, Dad. Why do you think that? He's like, well, the sun, when the snow's on the panel and stuff, it could. I was like, Dad, why does the solar panel not produce power when there's snow on it? He's like, because it messes with the electricity. I was like, no, it's because the panel thinks the sun is down. Because it's not getting any sun. If you clean the fucking panel off, blah, it starts making power.
Do they
Holy
not?
fuck!
Okay, and maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking. Couldn't you just make a heated panel?
You don't need to heat the panel. The sun will heat the snow off it. That melts right off it. Those things bounce heat. I mean, technically, also, people, if you think solar is stopping CO2 with the fucking light and the heat, it gets trapped from these panels. It bounces it back into the ozone layer. But it melts and they slide off them panels. It eventually happens.
Okay, well that's what I was gonna say. I mean, if that is a concern that the ice builds up on it, I mean, just like snow on a roof, you know what I mean? Like, if that is a problem, you there's no reason you couldn't like heat the panel. I think you know what I mean. There would be a solution to that that's easy. Like, for example, windmills freeze up in winter, and then we put them in fucking places that it freezes. What do we have to do? We have to spray a bunch of chemicals on it to stop it from freezing. It's clean energy. And then the chemicals kill the birds, and the windmills kill the birds, and everything kills fucking birds. But it's clean energy. Yes. Ryan, this is actually kind of neat. I'm not gonna. I don't say that often about government programs, but this is a good idea. Trump saving accounts. A number of extra provisions reflect other GOP priorities. The bill creates a new children's saving program called Trump Accounts, which I don't love that he named it after himself, but it wouldn't be Trump if he didn't, Ryan. With a potential $1,000 deposit from the Treasury. The Senate provided $40 million to establish Trump long sought National Garden of American Heroes. There's an excise
That
tax on.
$1,000 deposit, I'm going to say right now, that is their solution to circumvent your 401k, your pension plan, and your Social Security plan. Not that I'm for or against this, I'm just telling you. It's been in the spaces for a while. If you follow any kind of money in business, that if you take your child before they're the age of 2 or something, and you put $2,000 in a Roth IRA for them, and you pay the tax up front and put $2,000 direct cash and never put another penny in it and leave it in their name from the time they're 2 years old till the times they retire at 65, they'll have like millions and millions and millions of dollars. So if that is really what the government tries to do or whatever, and
Mhm.
that is going to replace Social Security, we should welcome that as long as that system doesn't get fucked with, which it will. But
Here's obviously they're not doing it for free. Okay, so they're gonna put the $1,000 in, and then I'm sure they take a percent of the earnings because there will be earnings. But here's the thing: it's a win-win in a lot of scenarios because what does that money do? It goes into the economy. What does the
uh,
economy do? The economy grows. And
it's basically the
meanwhile,
government getting an interest back on its own
yeah, I mean,
money
why
from
wouldn't the
us.
government invest money, Ryan?
They're
It's
basically
about
using
time
use
we stop spending money, start investing money. Isn't that a good
Dave,
idea?
David, this is like literally showing you how the Federal Reserve views you as just a stock note holder of your legalese name, and you just show up to your job so that they can collect taxes from you. Just so you know, people, that Trump account thing plugs into so many conspiracies about that. It's beautiful. Tax on gun silencers and short barrel shot. Oh, was eliminated. Thank
No,
you.
yeah, it already existed. They got rid of it. One provision
Anything with
bars
that just needs to stop, dude. Just end it.
one provision bars for 1 year Medicaid payments to family planning providers that provide abortions, namely Planned Parenthood. Um, Another section expands the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act, hard fought by GOP Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri. Billions would go for the Artemis moon mission. A provision would increase the national debt. A provision would increase the national debt limit by $5 trillion to allow continual borrowing. This is the part that got people like Rand Paul and Thomas Massey off board. A lot of this bill is great, but it does a couple things. One, it's going to expand our deficit, our debt, I should say. Over 10 years, it's going to expand it by, I think, an estimated $3 to $5 trillion. And uh, by default, our debt limit is going to raise by $5 trillion. So
Good.
it's more spending, more spending, more spending, more spending. Um, and that's, I mean, it's not a good thing. Let's be honest. But there are things in the bill that I think are to be liked. Another two people like Thomas Massey and people like Rand Paul, to their point, if there are things in this bill that are good, and people on the right acknowledge there are things in the bill that are bad, their point is, why wouldn't you break it out? Why do we live in a world where we don't have one line item bills? Why do we smash all of this stuff into the same bill?
Pork barrel legislation, David.
I think it's a fair question. Everyone knows the answer. It's because this is how government operates, because they love to line their pockets.
Corruption.
But it'd be the problem. The reason elites don't want this to line item bill, because they're going to say yes to this, yes to this, yes to this, and no to this, and they still really want this.
And in order to get that, David, you got to get. I need this. If you want all this, dude, I need this one thing. I need the 10 million for fuck Island.
It's how politicians. It's how politicians jerk each other off. Politicians and elites. What's the final cost? Altogether, Congressional Budget Office projects the bill would increase federal deficits over the next 10 years by nearly $3.3 trillion. And then it says, or not, depending how you do the math. Yeah, that's it. That's the big, beautiful bill, Ryan.
That was a big, beautiful podcast about it, I'll tell you.
That was big. That was big. This is why we never get to the stuff we need to get to, Ryan. To be fair, that was the thing we needed to get to. That's what we named the title after that, Ryan. So I feel like we had to get to that by default.
Yeah, it's literally like the one thing we had to get to.
With that said, there were definitely 2 other clips I want to talk about, though.
Okay.
I'll take syphilis off your head. I think it's been there the whole episode.
Well, man, it is what it is.
Ryan, I want to talk about black dads, and then I want to talk about abortions. I saw this scrolling the old X, Ryan, and let me say a couple things. I'm a big believer in culture. I think culture is extremely important, whether it be, at the workplace, culture is very important. Whether it be at your home, culture is very important. And if you expand it as far as race or sex, like, culture matters. It's kind of like the foundation for everything. And there's no doubt that in the Black community, there is a culture of fatherlessness, and it's a problem. It really is. It destroys your culture, our society. It destroys everything. All of the major statistics, when you look at serial killers, or if you want to go that extreme, or just general people who aren't successful in everyday life, you can always link it back to fatherless homes. Always. It's arguably the most important thing. Not to say that motherless homes is better in some way, but it's why society was built on a mom and a dad and a nuclear family, Ryan. Okay.
I don't know how we think that if it takes 2 people to create a child, it doesn't take 2 people to support the child. I mean, it's pretty evident. Like, the idea of coming together is to self-replicate into one and take care of it.
It's the whole foundational premise of conservatism, but also of our society and history and biology and everything like this. It's what everything is based on, Ryan. So I saw this with that, segue into this with that lead up. I saw this and I was just like, this is what is needed. And I was surprised, by the way, how many people are against this.
Yo, I'm Ad 2, and I'm the father of Ace and Daniels. I'm Mike Kell, and I'm a father to Ocean. Courtney Davis, and I'm the father of Nia Davis.
Big Twan, man. This Mila. This Antoine Jr.
I'm Rendell. I'm with my daughter, Savannah.
I'm Vic. I'm here with V3, Victor III. Excited to be out here at the Daddy Show.
Miles, I'm here with Maddox. This is my son. Ready for the Daddy Show today.
Right, my name is Brendan Hall. I'm with Elijah, and he's 2 years old.
I'm Jabari, father of 2. Emery, and tomorrow.
Right, my name is AJ Amos. It's Jackson right here. He's 1 year old, and I got a 3-year-old, Jace, right here.
My name is Kyle, and I'm a father to Nadia, Amira, and my son Carson.
That's dope, dude.
I thought this was the cool. There was so many people hating on this.
Yeah, they hate when men organize, dude. They hate it. You hate strong men. Just admit it. The world does not like strong men, people. They don't like put together people. They don't like men that can fucking stand up for shit. They don't like men that are willing to fight for their family. They don't like it. They have to demonize it. They have to demonize it because then they have to admit by them that the way they've been living is wrong. Particularly some women, and probably mostly black women, David. Let's be honest here. I'll speak for some black culture here. Huh? I know black people. It's thing in their community. Those women hold those men down. Make it harder for them to be fathers. They see this black excellence shit. All those guys are dressed well too. Ain't that some shit? Couple kids. It's hard having one kid. Couple kids. They look kind of same to some of them. Maybe couple baby moms, maybe none. Maybe all same ma. You know why this is important? Because none of those dudes probably had fucking dads. Or their brother was their dad because their dad died or was in jail. Or they had an uncle or grandpa that gave a fuck about them. Yeah, people would be against this when you hate men. The only people that will ever say anything bad about this are the ones that hate men. And you know who hates men the most, David? Women. Women hate men. I've never met men that hate women. The only men that I know that hate women is because they got fucked over by women. Isn't that odd? Now, granted, you could say the same thing for women, Dad. And what's odd is most women's first fuck over by a guy is their father. So blame your mom for picking a shitty dad for you. Unless your mom was shitty and then turned your dad shitty. Nobody thinks of that one, huh? That's a little personal. Some people I know. It's weird how a woman can change a man. Ain't that some shit, Dave? Then they gotta hate this. Look at all these men getting together, standing up for what they believe in, showing kids that it's okay to be a man with kids. Because that's really what it is. A lot of those black dudes were told you ain't gonna be shit. You ain't never gonna have kids. You ain't never gonna be there for them. You'll be in jail or dead. I know black people, David, that literally never thought they'd see 18. I know somebody who doesn't have any childhood friends that unless they're dead or locked up. Fucking shame on you. Unless it's Russian bots, Dave. It's just all the bots. The dead internet, David.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. To me, this is such a needed and just fucking awesome change. Every single one of these kids, I mean this, like literally statistically, you could say like 99% of these kids are going to grow up in a good family because the father's there. And then they're going to go and be successful. They're going to have good lives. They're going to have good relationships. They're going to have their own children that they're good fathers and mothers too. This is the most important thing that could happen. And that's the reason I kind of made it a joke. But the reason I brought this up in the abortion thing up in like the same sentence is because it's related. It's the same. The thing is, we've talked about this on the show, and this is a well-known fact. This wasn't like anything groundbreaking that we thought of. But Planned Parenthood was founded by somebody who was for eugenics programs, who was wildly racist, who wanted to destroy the black race. It's Margaret Sanger.
Blacks and Mexicans are the weeds of society. They're quotes that she taught at a college. Look them up. There's a book. She wrote a book. It's in the library of her college.
Very well known. This is known. I'm not saying this because I think we're smarter than everybody because we know this. This is very well known. But the point is, what do you do with the information you have available to you? Contrast what we just saw, okay? Such an important cultural movement. Just simply black men going out and saying, no, there needs to be a change. We need to be here for our children because we're going to make society better. Every single one of those men deserves whatever you could give them. I don't know. Maybe a big high five. Maybe they want a burger.
Flowers. Literal flowers. Literal flowers.
Those people need high fives. Those people need pats on the back. Those people need praise and praise and praise because they're doing something that is so important that society isn't doing. Contrast that with this. This is the battle. Okay, this is the battle that's being taken place.
Abortions, I do, but then again, I can't remember exactly how many.
What, really?
Yeah.
Why didn't this come up in last week's episode where we were just talking about abortions?
Because I was just letting you run with it.
Reveal everything.
I can't remember. Yeah, I think maybe like, I want to say 5, 4 or 5.
Yeah, I've had about 5 too. Lily, I'm so happy I can say that and you can say it and no one came to shoot us down.
I'm so happy I could say that.
I'm sure your 5 kids would come shoot you down if they were alive.
So happy I could be on a podcast to say that I had 5 abortions. Oh, you had 5. Oh, I also had 5 abortions. Oh, wow. How special that you both had 5 abortions. Fucking crazy. Crazy. Contrast those last 2 videos and tell me where the societal problem is in society.
Tell me those women aren't in psychosis, David.
And I'm sorry, I've never been shy about this. It's one of my like we've talked about this, like what got you into politics, Ryan. You were big on the NY Safe Act. What got me into politics? Abortion. I'm so unapologetically pro-life, and when I see like shit like this, it makes me more and more disgusted to the point where I become more and more strong in my position. Because I'm sorry, but there's no compromise on abortion. We went from it's supposed to be safe, legal, and rare. I think wasn't that the phrase about abortion? Oh, safe, legal, and rare. Yes, well, yeah, but it's not good. And the goalposts kept changing. Well, you can do second trimester, but third trimester abortions. Well, only if there's rape in it. No, none of that.
The Overton window,
abortions, David. None of that. No abortions. Abortions are illegal. It's murder. I don't care. I'm not making exceptions. It's not because of rape. It's not because of incest. You're leaving the door open. We're not doing this. No. We're not doing this because now there's podcasts where 2 fucking girls are bragging that she had 5. Oh, you had 5. Oh, I had 5 abortions. There's black men in Chicago being good fathers right now.
But men ain't shit, David.
Welcome to the show. Show's almost over. The producer is here, Ryan.
I'm glad she gets paid more than me, David. Oh, I had to take a nap because, my hormones are dysregulated without pharmaceutical drugs.
I just can't today.
We were just roasting women for, literally roasting their unborn children, so.
I don't roast unborn children. What?
What? No one said you roast anything.
David, go to my Facebook.
Go to your Facebook.
The Cybertainment this week.
Is this the thing you tried?
The Cybertainment this week, David.
Ryan, I'm getting there, but I don't know if I've even logged on to. I'm working on it. I don't log on to Facebook on my laptop. There's going to be required passcodes and all types of crazy shit. Check your notifications, Ryan. You really threw me off. I needed to know this ahead of time.
I should have asked. This is even better hot. This is even better hot.
Allow.
Wow.
Finish.
2617995 or 5er.
Waiting for approval. I just approved myself, Ryan. I wasn't expecting this.
Wasn't ready. Now you got to get the new password in. You got to make up one that you might have already used. Yes, these are my favorite moments. This is literally why I never get anywhere in technology. I just would rather go, you could take everything from me. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not signing in your password. You'd be like, Ryan, you lost your job over not wanting to change your password. Be like, yeah, I just don't want passwords. Why do I need a password when I have a voice, David? My confirmation's not enough for your bias trees, David.
What am I looking for?
Go to my Facebook. First video. It's me. The Cybertainment this week, David. Greatest shit ever.
What are you about to show me, Ryan?
It's me in the car.
I see you in a car. What am I about
to
just
witness? Play it. Just fucking play it, dude.
Just play it.
Just fucking do it live.
No, we're just... Whoa.
You want to hear some tough shit? Wallace Wayne. Act different than you did before and see what happens. Yep. I'm localized. Localized. That's it. That's all it is. Localization. Yep. 50 states of pain, I might as well just escalate. I'm escapade, I'm running at these rabbit things. I gotta talk on very strings. It's motivation, strategies is calculated destiny. I'm weighing on my pedigree. I know what I have to see. It's all these little bits of lines. It's walking till I'm traumatizing myself with the word of Orion. I'm the star shining, blinded by the title cards and titans that I'm fighting off. I'm feeling like the G.O.D. They gotta have me on my heart. This bars, I never thought I'd get this far in my life, let alone put the lifestyle down till you rip rhyme. Looking like I'm hypnotified, knowing that I'm hypnotized. Running on a million diamonds in the rough. I find that I'm shining and I'm mining. Take it back, you have to laugh, the aristocrats, they shit they pants when they see me coming in, and it's just the way I prance and dance, it's all okay. Litigation's gotta take me, what's the statement says, these obelisks looking at it different, cause I'm sifting through these sands, I gotta find all these stitches, cause the way the pyramids be sinking got me thinking seconds. I know why I gotta traumatize you in a different sense. I'm highlighting on your past, I'm walking in the present. Yet can't believe you see the future every day. You looking at me, I'm eating in your eyes. You never thought the enemy would be the friend in me. I gotta tow it like an energy, knowing that totality will never be the death of me. These motherfuckers try to break me, crucify me, take my diamond, spit and 55. Gotta curse my name a dozen times. I'm like I'm twisting off. I'm feeling like I'm Voldemort. These bastards wanna see me nowadays. They even
hold on, Ryan.
What?
You're gonna make fun of Harry Potter and then you're gonna throw Voldemort reference in there?
Greatest rapper of all time, David.
Ryan. You can't mock
this is
Harry
murderous.
Potter and then
David,
rap about it.
You can't stop this. This is murderous.
Okay, I had to comment on
lyrical murder. This is fucking.
I can't just let that go. I can't just let that go though.
That's fine. You can pause all you want. This is lyrical homicide. You can't say anything against me. Let's go. I did this driving. I was driving.
Voldemort, Ryan.
None of this is written.
So risk and knowing that I'm giving with and feeling like I'm talking to my sisters. Never give a difference and knowing that I'm adulated, feeling like I'm accolade, chasing after escapades. These fuckers have to die today. It's okay, they will. Behind these very lines, I gotta hold them till the light. I gotta burn it like the stars that fall away. And as I'm vivid white and still I'm dignifying, all arriving on the site and gotta grip it like I'm sniping you off at 1,000 yards. It's all okay, these mighty hearts gotta strum it very far. It's all okay, I hit the bar right off of trees. You best believe me, got it chasing after enemies I never thought it'd ever see. I'm sipping on my notions, got my pop and got my potions. I don't know you, let it go. You gotta go, you gotta go. I know and why you holding, why you hitting, listen, seeming like it's all a miss. I don't know this mad mission, dignified. You lost the states, I learned how you cultivate these motherfuckers. Lie the same, they laying on Medusa's face. It's all okay, you gotta get stoned and put up stone and feeling boulders. I'm just pushing the rope, I'm feeling impressive. This it ain't enough, I'm fucking pissed. I'm busting up these shells. This little bit of this negligence is gonna hit, and I'm enlightened, chasing truths and all the diamonds. I don't know, you on a diet, never eaten, never tried it. I know when you have to see it, can't believe I know what I'm seeking, feeling like a damn demon. I don't know, I'm masculine, knowing that I hate the life and that you hate me, so I walk in on a very thin and line. Knowing why you see me, best believe me, persevere. Knowing what is spinning up and down, making different beats. Yo, Wallace Wayne till the end of days. You know the name, just ain't want to say it yet. Till then, I'm off. I'm blasted.
Right. First of all, I couldn't do it.
I love that's all you got to say. Just like,
well, 4 minutes is a while for anybody. But I do gotta say, Ryan, you're supposed to be focused on driving.
That's the average man, David. Clearly, I'm not the average man.
I think if I was driving and did anything musically related, it would have to be like it'd be like very aggressive, screamy music because I very much hate other people driving on the road.
Yeah, dude, could you imagine like trying to play the guitar while like wash dishes? You know, that's basically what I'm doing there. Fucking unreal. It's just really unreal. And I think yeah, Voldemort. You like that, don't you? It was the children line, David. They're poisoning the children against me, David. Like how Voldemort. You know?
Talk all that shit. You know. Deep down, you know.
Next bar will be about Saruman.
Gandalf would get smoked.
No. The next bar will be about Gandalf wrecking Dumbledore. Until then, Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast in human history. As always, David, appreciate you most for your time. Eve as well for being late. And I will see everybody for the birthday of the great.
She was running on Ryan time.
Of the greatest country ever existing.
Thank you.
Where the fuck were you then?
On the couch at 8 o'clock.
I was on the couch.
That's where you were.
She's probably watching the pod, Dave. Watching the pod.
I dragged your fucking dog in
But
here.
can we just appreciate the fact that your like 2-year-old nephew was like, Uncle David, I like your show.
Oh. Yeah.
Dave, your family watches, Dave? Your family watches the show?
Some of them do sometimes.
Until I call the
very adorable.
It was something. The show to be fair. The show to be fair, not really for the 2-year-olds, despite what Dr. Mike Termott thinks. But if your 2-year-old is watching, we can teach them how to be an anti-racist baby.
Anti-racist baby and also a global hip-hop star. Till then, Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble. Greatest shit ever. I'll see you guys tomorrow. America's birthday. Don't be fucking... Oh, I'll say it one more time. Tomorrow, you motherfuckers, when you're sitting there eating your hot dogs and drinking your goddamn beer, just look to God and be thankful for where you live. And just don't bitch. Be nice to people tomorrow and enjoy the greatest place in all of human history. In all of human history. I don't think you... It's crazy.
This can be our topic for tomorrow, right? Because I'm assuming there won't be a lot of news tomorrow.
Unless there's a terrorist attack, David, or I just light up some more hot shit in my car ride tonight. All right, I'm gone. I love you long time. I'll see you guys. Go America.